In the 1,500 meters race, as Chen Yuan entered the final 100 meters, he immediately made a strong surge. Each powerful step propelled him forward. Liu Jiannan, left several laps behind, filled with jealousy and envy, began to devise a dirty trick. He saw Chen Yuan closing in, and his mind ignited with a dark scheme. Chen Yuan, aren't you running fast? Running fast will hurt a lot if you fall, he thought to himself. As Chen Yuan approached, Liu Jiannan slyly extended his foot to trip him, hoping to make him lose his balance and tumble. But unlucky for him, Chen Yuan casually stepped over it. Not only did he detect Liu Jiannan's plot, but he also stepped directly on his foot, continuing to surge forward with unstoppable momentum. Liu Jiannan felt a strong impact on his leg, but strangely, Chen Yuan kept moving without falling. He stood there, his expression filled with confusion. Why didn't he fall? Realizing his scheme had failed, Liu Jiannan watched Chen Yuan with great fury. Chen Yuan, you won't have a good ending. Meanwhile, Chen Yuan did not look back at all and focused solely on the finish line. A hint of disdain flashed in his eyes. Ha! Do you want me to trip? How naive and pitiful. Those who only know how to play dirty will never understand the true value of absolute strength. You made your bed, now lie in it. At that moment, Liu Jiannan initially did not feel immediate pain when Chen Yuan's foot struck his own, due to the temporary effects of the doping in his system. But after 3 seconds, the pain suddenly hit him like a sharp knife piercing through his body, causing him to halt his tracks. He opened his eyes wide, looking down at his leg in horror and extreme fear. What the hell? Holy shit! My leg! Liu Jiannan's heart-wrenching scream echoed, shattering the atmosphere on the racetrack. The pain radiated from his leg to his brain, causing him to collapse to the ground, his whole body convulsing in unbearable agony. He could only clutch his leg tightly, writhing on the ground, his face contorted in pain as he groaned. Ah, my leg. My leg hurts so much. I feel like I'm dying. At this moment, millions of viewers across the country erupted in joy at Chen Yuan's victory. Before the awards ceremony, the MC passionately stated, "Let's do a round of applause to Chen Yuan, the decathlon champion of the provincial sports festival. He single-handedly dominated everything, an absolutely astonishing achievement. If you were just an ordinary person, this accomplishment would still be remarkable. But what's noteworthy is that he is anything but ordinary. Chen Yuan is already very famous, a billionaire, a role model for many women, an exemplary man. Basketball, piano, violin, in each field, he has reached the pinnacle. His talents are truly extraordinary. No words can fully describe them." At the competition venue, Chen Yuan made the hearts of young girls race intensely. The deafening cheers rose incessantly, waves of emotion swirling and growing ever higher. Qin Wu Feng favorite level +1, current favorite level 93 points. Yi Han favorite level +5, current favorite level 30 points. Kim Hariwon favorite level +1, current favorite level 98 points. The target Kim Hariwon is strongly attracted by her owner's charm, breaking through 98 points in favorite level. The owner receives a reward of +10 enhancement points, leaving 259 enhancement points remaining. Qian Mang Mang favorite level +1, current favorite level 98 points. The target Qian Mang Mang is strongly attracted by her owner's talents, breaking through 98 points in favorite level. The owner receives a reward of +10 enhancement points, leaving 269 enhancement points remaining. Seok-won favorite level +1, current favorite level 94 points. When the award ceremony is over, Kim Hariwon can no longer wait. With her heart racing in her chest, she quickly runs toward Chen Yuan. Each step closer to him makes her more excited and nervous. "I knew it, you would definitely achieve a miracle. The principal was so happy to hear that you won the championship that he cried tears of joy. Chen Yuan, you are amazing. In one person's smile, there are always tears from another." At this moment, Liu Jiannan is being carried on a stretcher, his body convulsing continuously, his face pale. He looks as miserable as a wild dog, foam at his mouth mingling with his pitiful moans. However, as he was carried past Chen Yuan, his mouth continued to mutter curses filled with hatred. "Chen Yuan, you won't die in peace." This scene was truly tragic and pitiable. A once arrogant person now lay on a stretcher, foaming at the mouth in pain and humiliation, yet still refusing to let go of the dark hatred in his heart. Kim Hariwon also looked at Liu Jiannan with a gaze of pity mixed with astonishment. Isn't that the genius from the sports academy? What's wrong with him? Hearing this, Chen Yuan simply smiled mockingly in response. "I don't know, he might have fallen. Sports really is a risky endeavor." At that moment, as Chen Yuan and Kim Hariwon were leaving the stadium, both of them suddenly stopped. In front of them was a scene of chaos. Reporters jostled like ants, and the situation outside the gym's entrance had turned into a mess. Just then, a group of enthusiastic fans rushed in shouting, "It's Lim Young Wong! Lim Young Wong has appeared! Lim Young Wong is really too handsome to the point of irritation. Chen Yuan, you are my husband. Please sign for me. Husband, you are number one. Chen Yuan, I want to marry you. Lim Young Wong, may I ask if you plan to participate in the Olympics? Lim Young Wong, what is your training secret? Can you share it with us?" Chen Yuan felt his scalp numb. He found himself in an awkward situation, not knowing how to handle this complex scenario. Seeing this, Kim Harawan immediately stood in front of Chen Yuan and shouted, "Please, everyone, make way. Keep calm. Lim Young Wong is very tired. Please give him some space." Song Joong-ki was also there today to cheer for his best friend. Standing at a distance watching Chen Yuan surrounded by a frenzy of fans, Song Joong-ki couldn't help but feel admiration and pride. Chen Yuan is really amazing. I never realized how exceptional he was before. It's just like a character breaking out of a novel. But Du Xiaoyu, Song Joong-ki's girlfriend, looked at Chen Yuan with disdain for her best friend and couldn't contain her anger. She said to Song Joong-ki, "I really don't understand. Does Chen Yuan even consider you a friend? You've been waiting here for over an hour just to see him, but he doesn't care about you at all, and you still say your relationship is good. Are you fooling me or just fooling yourself? I don't want to hear your explanations anymore. Let's break up. I've been really foolish over the past 2 months wasting my time with you. This morning I had to take the subway to get here, even saving on taxi fare. I really can't stand it anymore. Are you planning to make me beg for help for you? What if he invests in you to start a company? What kind of man are you who has no sense of responsibility? It's just pathetic." Song Joong-ki was scolded harshly, but could only endure and smile bitterly. The more she looked, the more Duke Xiaoyu felt disgusted. What a useless person. She thought she could rely on him to gain some light from Chen Yuan, but this guy turned out to be capable of nothing. After feeling she couldn't benefit from Song Joong-ki, Duke Xiaoyu decided to walk away. She said bluntly, "Do you think I'm joking with you?" I said, "Breaking up, can't you hear?" Duke Xiaoyu's words were like thunder striking in his ears, leaving Song Joong-ki stunned, standing frozen in place. His heart felt suffocated, his face pale, and his eyes wide open, filled with shock and pain. The fear of losing the one he loved was unbearable for Song Joong-ki. He hurriedly grabbed Duke Xiaoyu's hand, his voice trembling with pleading. "Xiaoyu, don't go. I beg you, don't break up. Where did I go wrong? I will fix it. I will change. I will do everything for you. Don't abandon me. I can't live without you. Please don't break up, okay?" The more he pleaded, the more Song Joong-ki resembled a guilty sinner desperately begging for forgiveness. But this weakness only made Duke Xiaoyu despise and irritate. She pushed Song Joong-ki's hand away and said, "Stop talking nonsense. I have never liked you. At first, I thought you had potential. With your relationship with Lim Young Wong, you would soon rise rapidly and become someone great in this land of Gyeongbokgo. But after a few months together, I realized I was terribly mistaken. What a waste of my youth these past months. You're just an idiot who knows nothing about dealing with people. You never take advantage of your own opportunities. A man who only knows how to bow his head and yield all day will achieve nothing in life. He has no future at all. The more I look at you, the more I loathe you. I truly can't stand it." After pausing for about 3 seconds, Duke Xiaoyu looked at Song Joong-ki with a cold gaze, her tone dripping with disdain. "I don't need a man like you, useless." After saying these heartless words, Duke Xiaoyu decisively turned away and left without hesitation, leaving Song Joong-ki in shock and pain. At this moment, Song Joong-ki felt like everything was collapsing before his eyes, falling into an endless abyss, empty and desperate. This painful truth was too cruel. He couldn't believe that everything ended so suddenly and harshly. His trembling hand reached out as if trying to grasp the last bit of warmth from Duke Xiaoyu, but she had already left his reach. Watching Duke Xiaoyu's retreating figure, Song Joong-ki shouted in despair, "Duke Xiaoyu, I really love you. Why are you treating me like this?" Duke Xiaoyu felt extremely embarrassed and her pace quickened. During the argument, Chen Yuan had already noticed the situation between Duke Xiaoyu and Song Joong-ki, but he did not intervene because he understood her true nature all too well. Chen Yuan even felt a bit amused. Originally, he had planned to invite his best friend to participate in a promising financial project, but who would have thought that Duke Xiaoyu couldn't stand waiting for over an hour and left? So from the beginning, she had never been sincere. Her relationship with Joong-ki was probably just for personal gain, and clearly, she did not have the patience to maintain this relationship. But at that moment, Chen Yuan noticed the harem had arrived, causing him to change color. "Why are all of you here? This seems complicated. The whole fish tank has come together, and it's hard to handle this smoothly. Last time, Kim Jisoo and Chan Mang Mang were willing to tear each other apart just to compete for me. If we're not careful, it might escalate into a world war. Chen Yuan knew that at this point, agreeing to one person's invitation would surely spell disaster. In tough times, clever ideas emerge. He saw Song Joong-ki looking dazed and immediately came up with a plan. Thank goodness Joong-ki is here. We have a way out. Sorry, Joong-ki, but I have to take advantage of you once again. While the beauties were all focused on Chen Yuan, he quickly slipped away from the crowd, approached Song Joong-ki, and casually put his arm around him. Jisoo, today Joong-ki is heartbroken. I'm taking him out for a few drinks so he can't join the celebration. Kim Jisoo reluctantly nodded but still acted sorrowful and regretful. Alright then, you can go. Without waiting for Song Joong-ki's consent, Chen Yuan already pulled him up and quickly ran out of the venue. At the same time, he didn't forget to call out to Yuan, Shai Ryan, and a group of young masters to join them. Seeing Shen Yuan run faster than a rabbit, Park Min Young, Seok-won, Kim Jisoo, and Kan Mang Mang were somewhat disappointed, but they sighed in relief. Shit, we were actually waiting for Chen Yuan to see who he would ultimately choose to go with. Since everyone is gathered here today, Chen Yuan had to make a choice, but unexpectedly, he took Song Joong-ki away. This guy really knows how to keep people guessing. Half an hour later, in the private dining room of the villa in Dongho, Chen Yuan was accompanied by Song Joong-ki, Yuan, Shai Ryan, and over 20 other wealthy young men. Everyone gathered to celebrate. However, deep down, Song Joong-ki was torn apart, in pain to the point of being unable to control himself. He could only chug drinks to vent his feelings. Hoo, it hurts so much my heart aches. Xiao Yu, why is she so indifferent? What should I do to hold on to her? How can I live without her? Xiao Yu. Seeing Song Joong-ki in such pain, Yuan patted him on the shoulder to comfort him. Joong-ki, don't cry anymore. You're a man. Why worry about not having a girlfriend? Next to them, Shaggy Ran added a few words. That's right. A calculating and greedy woman like that isn't worth your tears. Besides, you're Lim Young-won's best friend. Just say the word, and there will be plenty of options. As long as you want it, women will naturally come to you. Why suffer over someone who doesn't love you? At that moment, Chen Yuan also warmly advised Joong-ki, lowering yourself like this is pointless. What's important is that a man must have his own career. When you become outstanding enough, women will come to you on their own. After saying this, Chen Yuan fell into deep thought. Lately, I have been too busy making money and have neglected my good friends. Part of it is because I am too occupied, and another part is that Song Joong-ki seems to be avoiding me since he knows my identity. Girls like Duke Xiao Yu are not worthy of him. He deserves someone better. Thinking of this, Chen Yuan stood up and raised his glass, announcing solemnly, I have a big money-making plan that I am about to share with everyone. As soon as Chen Yuan finished speaking, curiosity arose in everyone's hearts. Even Yuan and Shai Ryan became curious, wondering what Lim Young-won was about to do. Wan Kwai spoke up, his tone sincere. Young-won, I will always follow you. We are all brothers, and now we are like sitting in the same boat. Just give the order, and those who have money will contribute money, and those who have strength will contribute strength. Xiao Lam also chimed in. That's right, Young-won, just tell us, don't keep us in suspense. It's an honor for us to be involved in your plan. While explaining, Chen Yuan took out from his pocket a tube containing a blue liquid. This time I am well prepared. This is the key to our wealth-making plan. Yuan grabbed the test tube from Chen Yuan's hand, his eyes intently observing the solution inside, curiosity flashing in his gaze. What is this? All the eyes of the wealthy crowd were focused on the test tube in Yuan's hand. Chen Yuan smiled, his voice full of confidence. This is a drug, but it's not the kind of drug you think. This is a specific pharmaceutical developed by my medical company, specifically designed to combat virus G. Upon hearing this, Shai Ran could no longer maintain his composure. When he heard Chen Yuan mention virus G, his eyes widened, clearly reflecting astonishment and excitement. What? The virus G you mentioned is that the virus spreading globally. This virus is causing a lot of trouble abroad and has even reached our country. I've heard it's very serious. Chen Yuan nodded in confirmation and continued to explain. That's right, you're not hearing wrong. This drug has a significant effect on patients infected with the virus, whether it's the original or a variant. Just take 3 capsules each time, 3 times a day, and it can restore health. And do you know what makes the most money during a pandemic? You probably don't know, right? That is the mask. Surely you didn't expect that what you are doing would ultimately lose to a mask. Until now, the demand for masks in the country has not decreased. Almost every household has gotten used to wearing masks when going outside. If considering globally, more than 1 billion masks can be consumed daily, but that's the past. I believe that soon, people all over the world will no longer need to wear masks and will no longer worry about getting infected, all thanks to this specific medicine that will make the G virus a thing in the past. So what do you think the price of this medicine should be? The rich kids were astonished as if they had just woken up from a dream. Wang Kuai stutteringly asked back, full of urgency. The virus, the G virus, specific medicine, is it Young Wong in real estate? How is he involved in pharmaceuticals? Moreover, he has researched something that global medical experts have never been able to create. Chen Yuan just smiled and said nothing. Looking at his confident expression, the rich kids, despite their skepticism, didn't dare to think he was joking. Xiao Lam, a close male companion of Chen Yuan, didn't hesitate to stand by him and said, regardless of what Young Wong does, he is a billionaire and certainly wouldn't make a joke out of this. And if what Young Wong says is true, and this specific medicine is indeed that effective, I think selling a box for a few thousand wouldn't be a problem at all. After all, if someone contracts the G virus to avoid hospitalization and quarantine, they would be willing to spend that amount without hesitation. Another young man agreed. That's right, if we can conduct a strong marketing campaign to prove that this drug can prevent the G virus, then there will be no need for vaccinations anymore. Buyers will flock to it, and the sales volume will likely rival that of masks. The revenue will be enormous. Of course, this drug can initially be sold at a high price, but later on, it will have to be reduced so that everyone can afford it easily. Even when other pharmaceutical companies start to copy and produce it, the value of the drug will drop significantly, and it will become commonplace. That's good too. I plan to establish a pharmaceutical company, and this task will be assigned to everyone. If everyone here is willing to invest, I will share 50% of the profits with you. Chen Yuan's words were like a spark, igniting the enthusiasm of the second-generation rich in Jianbakong. The eagerness and excitement were evident in everyone's eyes, as if before them lay a bright future filled with an undeniable opportunity for wealth. Yuan was the first to react, hitting his chest hard like a chimpanzee, his voice filled with excitement. But if what Lim Yong-wong said is true, then this will be a project earning hundreds of billions. Lim Yong-wong let me invest. Next was Wang Kuai with a burning ambition in his eyes. No need to say, I have a ready supply of resources for marketing and advertising. I want to invest too. The others in the group were not to be outdone, quickly competing to make participation offers. No need to say, I specialize in medical equipment. I have all the resources available. I want to invest too. In the end, everyone seemed to be vying for the opportunity to participate, as if fearing to be left behind in this project. Chen Yuan pondered for a moment before slowly speaking. The timing and resources are all in place. I decide to name the company Jianbakong Pharmaceutical Manufacturing Group, and the position of CEO will be held by. At this point, Chen Yuan turned to pat Song Zhongqi on the shoulder, casually continuing, Zhongqi, you will be the CEO of Jianbakong Pharmaceutical Manufacturing Group. Song Zhongqi was still busy taking a sip of his drink, but when he heard he would be the director of Jianbakong Pharmaceutical Manufacturing Group, in that moment, he felt very shocked. The sip he had just taken was spat out. Song Zhongqi's eyes widened as he looked at Chen Yuan, his mouth stammering, his hands waving continuously. What? CEO of what? I can't do this. I'm just a student. How can I be a CEO? No way. Knowing Song Zhongqi's temperament, Chen Yuan took an emotional approach to persuade him. Zhongqi, no one is born knowing everything. I believe you can excel in this role. You are a person with ideals and talent, just lacking opportunities. Moreover, I chose you not because of our friendship, but because I see your potential. Do you want Liu Ga or Dupe Xiao Yu to kneel before you and apologize? If you don't want those women to call you useless, then prove yourself. Originally, Song Zhongkai felt completely isolated from the party filled with wealthy kids. He felt entirely out of place, insecure, and without any value. Coupled with emotional pain, he was so melancholic that he couldn't extricate himself. In Song Zhongqi's mind, the image of Dupe Xiao Yu kept flickering. Her insulting words and disdainful gaze made him feel small and powerless. Zhongqi, you're just a fool. You're just useless. But then, Chen Yuan's words were like a powerful gust of wind blowing through, shattering the gloomy veil that had shrouded his mind, awakening him and moving him deeply. At that moment, Song Zhongqi suddenly felt a strong will rising within him, a determination that nothing could shake. The image of Dupe Xiao Yu appeared in his mind, but this time it was no longer pain but motivation. Then, Song Zhongqi took Chen Yuan's hand, his gaze becoming more determined than ever. Chen Yuan, I will not let you down. I will prove my worth so they will regret underestimating me. After saying these words, Song Zhongqi felt the fire of determination igniting in his heart, burning away all previous pain and insecurity. From now on, I will no longer be the Song Jongki of yesterday, but a strong man, and I will no longer let them look down on me. I will prove that Song Jongke is not useless. Duke Xiao Yu, you will regret it.